Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. Pet cemetery relationships, a very interesting topic and very interesting spin that I'm going to put on these pet cemetery relationships today. Pet Sematary, the movie, was released in 1989, and many of you may remember this movie, and it's about a little boy. He tragically passes away after he was hit by a truck, and his father is so distraught and he can't take it, and he brings him back to life through the magical powers of this pet cemetery. Even though he's warned, do not cross that threshold because nothing good can come of it, he doesn't listen and he moves forward anyway. The little boy's name was Gage, and Gage did come back to life, but he was never the same. It was not a good situation. And some of you may be saying, well, Sheila, you can't really compare the death of a relationship to the death and pain of a loved one. And what I would say to all of you, anyone who has that opinion, you've never gotten your heart ripped out and served to you on a platter after a relationship ends. You know, I've sat with hundreds and thousands of people over these years, and this I can say with authority because I am an authority in this area. Pain is pain. Once you're the one sitting there experiencing that and you have to make your way through it, the pain is the same. And I don't want to sit here and get into a debate about this person's pain or this circumstance is worse than the other. The bottom line is, if you're hurting, that's an issue for you and a burden that you carry. And resuscitating relationships that have died, again, we call them pet cemetery relationships. I'm not going to say don't do it or it doesn't work at times, but you darn well better know what you're doing before you enter into that territory. And when I say a relationship that has died, I'm not talking about when you just kind of fall out of touch with people, things kind of meandered, but it was, you drifted apart on good terms. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about the literal death of a relationship where one of two things happened. One, evolution took the relationship apart. And when evolution takes a relationship apart, it just means people changes in people, changes in circumstances. Or there was a cataclysmic occurrence that happened within the relationship that actually broke it apart. Space and distance will not break a relationship apart in and of itself. What breaks a relationship apart are forces that come in and rip it up at a core level. And when it's torn up at a core level, issues of respect, regard, trust, how you look at the other person, how you look at the world, how you look at yourself has fundamentally changed. And evolution will push you forward. So to bring something that is completely broken apart back together, what you have to understand is your reference point is a start of total brokenness. Again, I don't say that it can't happen, you can't piece it back together, but it's exceedingly rare. And it's exceedingly rare for a purpose. When you insist on resuscitating a relationship, it's generally out of fear of walking toward your future that God is calling you to walk toward. So you may be saying, well, Sheila, how do you know? You're making some very bold statements. I know because I lived it. There was a point in time I stepped into the pet cemetery, tried to resuscitate a relationship, was dead on arrival, and I remember the last day when it was truly over, and this man turned to me and said, can't we just keep trying? Can't we try again? And I said, you know what I figured out? I figured out this relationship is not just structural damage. The foundation is damaged, it's broken, it's busted. It's time to move on and go our own separate ways. Evolution moves us forward. Evolution moves us forward. And I hate it when people say, oh, I outgrew him, I outgrew her, because then that points to someone as having less growth, or this person is better. It's not about that. It's just about evolution. We move forward on a timeline, and vibrations change. Vibrations change. And if you are moving forward and you still have one hand reaching backwards, what's going to happen is you're going to be split in two. You're going to break apart. I want you to think of these lives that we're all living as you're riding on an exquisite train, and there's going to be passengers who step on and off, and when that happens, you need to allow it to happen in grace and dignity. I want to read an excerpt to you from one of my books, and when you think about these pet cemetery relationships, this is what I want you to remember. We never try to resuscitate flowers when they die. We appreciate the beauty they have graced us with and allow them to rest in peace. And so it goes with our relationships. Why do we insist on resuscitating them when they have so clearly died? Those who enter our lives will walk with us for a reason, a season, or lifetime. Every relationship will serve a unique purpose. When they end, it's for a reason. When that time comes, no matter how difficult, let the relationship go, grieve it, and allow it to rest in peace. Know that it's necessary for advancement and growth. Take some time for reflection and embrace this truth. Many a man has lost a brightly lit future because of an insistence on gripping a dimly lit past. I'll see you next time.